Hello, hello, hello. So we got some breaking news. I just got a notification from another YouTuber that a body has been found in San Antonio. I'm not saying I don't know anything, but that it came over that a body was found. So they're live right now. Let's watch.
Ellos necesiten en ese momento de nuestra agencia. Okay. Thank you all so much, guys.
Let's hear what he has to say. I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know who it is, what body's been found. I know nothing. I just seen it come over my phone. So we're all going to learn together. Let's pray it's not Camila.
Is everybody ready? Good afternoon. I'm here to provide latest update on this case. As you know, we've spent the last several days looking for Camila. And the update that we have today is that we just recently, about 4:45, found a body in the field nearby here. At this point, it's too early to tell if the body that we found is that of Camila, but at this point, we don't suspect foul play. As you all know, one of the possibilities that we were working under was the fear of self-harm. And at this point, there are some indicators that the body that we found may be as a result of that. Obviously, the medical examiner will have to make definitive identification, and we'll have to provide cause and manner of death. But as of now, we're processing the scene, and we hope to have more information to release as soon as we're able. The area in question is probably about, I'd say, as the crow flies, about a quarter of a mile from here, and probably a few hundred yards from her actual residence. It's an area very, very close to here. This afternoon, it was the folks that found the body it was a joint team comprised of BCSO and FBI. Incidentally, the FBI has been great partners in this investigation. Up to this point, they've been really helping with intel work and processing digital evidence, but today they actually sent us basically a small army of agents that actually helped with boots on the ground work. And we actually this afternoon made a conscious decision to go back to an area that had already been checked, but due to tall grass, we felt that there would be a benefit to checking the area once again. And as I mentioned, probably about 10 minutes into that search, the body was found. And again, too early to tell who or a cause and manner, but we do have a body at this point. Esta tarde voy a dar más información tocante este caso que nosotros hemos andado investigando por varios días. Como ustedes saben, hemos andado buscando a Camila. Esta tarde, un equipo de oficiales con mi agencia, pero también agentes federales con el FBI, fueron trabajando juntos. Ellos descubrieron un cuerpo. Ahorita es muy temprano para decir quién es este cuerpo. Or joint team comprised of BCSO deputies and FBI agents aquí y cerca de la casa donde vivía Camila. Ahorita estamos procesando la escena, estamos esperando al médico forénsico para que nos digan quién es la persona y cómo fallecieron. I'll go ahead and give you a recap. So this afternoon, about 4:40, 4:45, a joint team comprised of BCSO deputies and FBI agents were conducting an open field search of a field where we had already checked once before, but due to high brush, we made a conscious decision to head back out there and check again. They found what we believe to be a body at this point. It's too early to tell who the body is or cause and manner of death. The medical examiner will be making both of those determinations, but we hope that we can try to expedite that process to be able to get the community answers that everybody's been waiting for. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
During the course of the investigation, we developed some information that there may have been some suicidal ideations on Camila's part before, some signs of depression, undiagnosed as far as we can tell, but from what's being described to us, it sounds like it was a young person going through a very tough time in their life and going through some emotional issues, and there was some indicators of suicidal ideations as well.
Sir, el cuerpo de la persona que se encontraba es un hombre o no?
Ahorita no se sabe, no podemos decir.
What kind of, any obvious injuries to the body?
No, at this point, no. I mean, I can tell you that we found a firearm very near the body.
A firearm?
And in this particular case, we were actually looking for a firearm as well that had come up missing.
And did that firearm belong to a relative?
It was a family member's firearm, yes.
I know we didn't have any surveillance or any. Did we trace her? Did we have any more footage of that?
No, I mean, the last video we put out yesterday was a video from somebody's dash cam that had seen somebody matching the description that we had put out on social media that day. At this point, we're still not 100% that the person in that video is Camila. Although the clothing description did match, we received several different kinds of clothing description of clothing she could be wearing at the time, and so at this point, it's too early to tell if this is actually her. But we're operating on that distinct premise.
Quisieran seguir buscando videos o información para poder determinar cómo pasó todo.
Pues quisiéramos pedir más videos de la comunidad. Obviamente el video de ayer ojalá nos ayudó un poco, pero también se sabe que el área donde ella fue encontrada o el cuerpo fue encontrado, está cerca de la casa. Es posible que si es ella, ella podía haber cruzado a ese punto sin cámaras verla. A esa hora también. Yes, the area where the body was found is very close to Camila's home. And it's quite possible that based upon the canvassing that we did, not every house had camera footage or cameras. So it is possible that at that time of the day, on that day, she may have made it out to that area without going across any camera. So it's possible no camera footage exists. But we would still ask people on that street to double check their camovers again. Yes, sir.
How long will it take for the medical examiner to determine?
So I'm guessing in the next day or two they'll be able to tell us a little bit more about who the body is, and then hopefully soon thereafter cause and manner of death as well.
Sé que unos no saben si es ella o no, pero hay algo en el cuerpo, si es mujer o hombre, que dé la indicación de que hay una posibilidad de que pueda ser ella.
La ropa que tiene puesto el cuerpo es similar a la ropa que nosotros teníamos figurados que ella llevaba puesta.
Was there a firearm missing? And if so,
There was a firearm missing in this case. We had not parted with that information publicly just yet, but I can tell you that there has been a firearm recovered at the scene where the body is. Missing from the home, yes.
So, have you confirmed that firearm belonged to that relative?
The firearm that was missing did belong to a relative. The firearm that has been observed there at the crime scene, we haven't touched it yet. So we haven't gotten close enough to verify serial numbers.
So, si encontraron una pistola ahí donde está.
Sí hay una pistola ahí con el cuerpo y sí sabemos que en este caso una pistola se había desaparecido de la casa. Una pistola que pertenecía a un pariente.
¿Van a dejar de buscar estar en el área? Porque ahorita pues, todavía no se sabe si
Pues todavía vamos a dejar una presencia aquí en el área. Nosotros vamos a estar aquí por cuando menos esta noche procesando la escena, porque ahorita, aunque no sospechamos homicidio, todavía tenemos que manejar la investigación con esa posibilidad en mente que puede ser un homicidio. Entonces tenemos que estar aquí por la mayoría de esta noche procesando todo. Entonces van a todavía haber actividades aquí de nosotros.
El médico forense podría tratarse en revelar los resultados de los exámenes.
¿Cómo dice?
El médico forense se podría tardar en revelar el resultado de los exámenes.
Ojalá, para mí, mi preferencia es que tan pronto que se pueda. Ojalá en unos cuantos días nos pueden decir quién es esta persona que nosotros encontramos y qué fue la manera de fallecer.
Mi última pregunta, solamente en esta semana hay 3 casos de mujeres desaparecidas, bueno, adolescentes. Una es Sofía Gabriela.
No, Sofía ya la encontramos. Está bien, está bien.
Comentar un poco dónde
Sí, sí. He was just asking me about a young lady that we put on social media this morning, Sofia Cobos. We were actually in the process of reporting that she's been found alive and well when this call came in, so we kind of hit the stops on her. But Sofia's we're no longer looking for her. Thankfully, she's back with family and she's accounted for.
Me imagino que ya le notificaron a la familia de Camila que encontraron este cuerpo. ¿Cómo reaccionaron? ¿Qué le dijeron?
Bueno, no tengo mucha información en eso, solamente que nosotros sí mandamos una agente federal y una de nuestras investigadoras. Ellas las dos fueron y les dieron las noticias a la familia de Camila que habíamos encontrado un cuerpo, pero no se sabe, yo no sé qué reaccionaron.
Por parte de la familia van a necesitar ADN o algo que para poder ver si es...
Pues a ver qué es lo que vamos a necesitar. No sé si el forénsico médico nos puede ayudar con huellas o con récords dentales o como sea, pero la familia han estado ayudándonos con todo lo que se necesita y ojalá tenemos las esperanzas que ellos van a seguir ayudándonos.
So is this early indications that it's that it could be a suicide?
Look, at this point, we were certainly operating with that in mind. There had been some concerns early on. We didn't necessarily part with all of this information in detail, but there had been some concerns of depression, suicidal ideations made on Camila's part, to where we were considering that a very real possibility. Obviously this body being found with a weapon very nearby, that's certainly, to me, the prevailing theory, but we're still going to process the scene as if it's possibly a homicide and possibly not her. But, obviously for us, we're operating with that as the main prevailing theory at this point.
How is the family holding up?
I don't have much information other than we did send a joint team to the house of an agent and a deputy an investigator from the sheriff's office, and they both delivered that notification to Camila's mom a little bit ago, but I don't know what the reaction was from there. And we were not able to tell her definitively this is her because we just don't know at this point.
Mounted deputies who found
at this point, I don't know if it was a mounted deputy or a deputy on foot or a deputy, a drone. We had drones overhead as well. I'll probably be receiving that update here in just a few minutes. But it was a good joint team of BCSO and FBI. And once again, the FBI has just been great at this. DPS called us earlier. Chief Vince Luciano has been great. He's been calling me all day, asking if we needed any help. I've been receiving calls from law enforcement all over, offering up assistance. But FBI came through big time for us today. Ahorita no se sabe porque todavía no tocamos el cuerpo. Solamente encontramos el cuerpo, tapamos ahorita y luego ya no vamos a tocar el cuerpo hasta que llegue el forénsico.
Can you elaborate on the tough times that she was having? Do you know of anything from her phone, anything like that?
So from what I can gather, she was having a tough time with school, with work, with a relationship that had recently ended. I mean, just typical teen stuff that she had going on, and it's heartbreaking to have seen and read some of the things that we're reading, because it was pretty clear she was going through a very tough time. So, I mean, I use this as an opportunity to remind everybody out there, whether you've got kids this age or even well into adulthood, check on people and don't take anything for granted. Many times we hear, well, she was depressed, but she seemed to have gotten better all of a sudden, so everything must be okay. Well, sometimes when everything seems to be okay, it might be because they've made up their mind and they're coming to they're coming to peace with the fact that they're going to end their own life. And so I don't mean to scare anybody with that, but don't always take that as a comfort and say, okay, we must be through the crisis. Definitely, if you're going through a crisis yourself, reach out and get help. If you suspect that a friend or family member is going through a tough time mentally, please get them the help that they need.
And also for people watching, we have a crisis hotline, right?
Sure, there's crisis hotlines. There's a national suicide hotline. You can always call the non-emergency number for the sheriff's office or for the SAPD. There's no shortage of numbers you can call, and absolutely people are going to be willing to come help.
And I know you joked up earlier, this is definitely a tough time, but how are you feeling?
It's tough. This is certainly not the outcome we were hoping for, right? We always hope in these situations that that she's going to be fine and that she's with the boyfriend and just wanted to get away from everything and not talk to anybody. You don't ever want any case to end like this. And although we're not yet at that point where we're ready to say that this is her, the fact is there's a body and it's a distinct possibility.
Can you confirm the location? Was it the Burning Bush Landscaping?
It's a landscaping company very near here.
Was she wearing the same clothing that matched the description?
So we've got several different clothing descriptions that were put out that day. We got the one that was put on social media, but then somebody gave us an alternate clothing description, and the body is wearing clothing that's very similar to what was described to us.
Algo así, usted como padre y que es de hijas, ¿cómo se siente si es que llega a ser ella que esto haya terminado de esta manera?
Bueno, mira, nosotros obviamente teníamos las esperanzas que la íbamos a encontrar con amigos, con un novio fuera del pueblo, no quería hablar con nadie, pero ya cuando se toca de encontrar un cuerpo, obviamente eso no es lo que queríamos. Entonces para nosotros lo único que yo puedo decir ahorita es que mi prioridad es poder averiguar si este cuerpo es de ella, y luego ya poderles ayudarles a la familia con lo que ellos necesiten en ese momento de nuestra agencia. Okay. Thank you all so much, guys.
Hello? Yeah. Is your foot doing better?
Hey.
Sorry, I had a son's friend called. I guess maybe I'm the dad clearly was very, very, very left out of the loop about his daughter. I think mom knew that she was having these issues. How could she not? Why was there a weapon that she had access to? That's what I don't get. I'm not understanding how she could have access to a weapon. I mean, granted, she could have used anything, but I guess I probably would have put my weapon away. Moved it. I would have taken it if it would have been my daughter and she was showing, expressing or texting or whatever that she wanted to unalive herself. I definitely wouldn't be keeping a weapon in my house that she could have access to do it a lot easier and simpler. I guess maybe I'm just. It's very heartbreaking because if they've known about this for a while, why didn't they get her any help? Sometimes, that's the stigma about mental health is people don't believe in it. They don't believe in mental health that this could happen to them. Very heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. I just, keep her family in your thoughts. Keep her family in your thoughts, please. If you pray for her. Pray for her. And hopefully she's at peace now. And pray for her mother, her father. And what's funny is she broke up with with her boyfriend. She broke up with him. So that they should have known something was wrong. I just feel like maybe she could have gotten help. She could have gotten help. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm very proactive in my daughter's mental health. She sees the same doctor I do for meds. If I feel like something's not right, I can call them and talk to them. And they can talk to me. That was the agreement. That I would have access to her mental health because I don't play, because it's a long-term solution to a temporary problem. Yep. Just hug your loved ones. Hug your loved ones. Because it is very sad. I just couldn't figure out. I don't know. I guess maybe that's all we have to say about this one. Thanks for coming on. The moment I seen it, I went live. So, so it can be known that, they didn't say it was her, but we all know. I mean, there's nobody else missing. And what's funny is there was somebody standing outside of her car that had pants, jogging pants, and a hoodie on. And they say that the person that was walking on the bike thing, they say it's not her. The dashcam. Leah. All right. Well, my dog's going to start barking, so hold on. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, share, And subscribe if you're not subscribed and you're in the replay of this. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.